Don't make us turn this car around.
Turn the pod up.
We're back. And today we're talking momisms, dadisms. Are we becoming our parents?
I'm
Maybe.
afraid so.
I fear maybe.
You can't escape.
But what's been up with you? What's new?
You know, really not much. I am going to be meeting up with some people later today to go bowling. Fun. Again, our last episode we were talking about bring back wholesome fun things. Mm-hmm. And now I'm bowling. So I'm very excited about that. But what about you? Anything crazy fun, crazy cool?
Crazy fun? No, but I do kind of have a funny story to tell that I was thinking about. So my husband, Aaron, last week, he was traveling for like a full 7 days. He had to work over the weekend. He was gone, like he was not home. And so I was by myself with the kids. And he calls me and he's like, hey, I was thinking maybe, you know, when I get back, we can go out to dinner together. And I was like, oh, that is so sweet. I would love to go out to dinner. We haven't been on a date in forever. Okay, so he gets home on Friday and I'm so excited. And I go out to meet him in the driveway and I'm like, hey, and he's like, hey, I'm like, so what'd you decide? And he was like, I was thinking we would go to Texas Roadhouse. And I was like, okay. And then he says, because I have a coupon.
Wow. If this doesn't sell the turning into your parents thing, I don't know what does.
And I was like, oh. And he didn't understand why that wasn't like exciting to me. And so we had to have, I mean,
so sexy. Let's go to Texas Roadhouse with this coupon that
I told him, I was like, romance is not dead. You have a coupon. Like, we had to have a conversation. And he also like wore a sweatshirt there. I mean, fine. But I got like fully dressed. Like, I got ready.
Yeah, date night.
And he was like, oh man, I've been wearing this sweatshirt all day. And I was like, okay, cool. So we had an honest conversation. And I'm like, it's not that like every time we go out needs to be like some extravagant thing, but I like put some effort in. It'd be nice, you know, if you put a little effort in and made it like a little romantic. If we were going out to dinner once a week, I wouldn't care like where we went, but we go like once every 6 months. So I was hoping for like a little romance.
Maybe just change your sweatshirt.
Yeah, maybe change your sweatshirt.
Put on a little nice
maybe
shirt.
Don't bring up the coupon.
Yeah, maybe let's hide the coupon. We love those rolls at Texas Roadhouse, but
yes.
Yeah.
But don't like tell me like we're going here because we have a coupon. Like a little romance, you know?
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
He did make it up to me though. We went to a neighbor's house, like they were having a happy hour before, and the women and I sufficiently shamed him. So we actually ended up going somewhere else. But it was just so funny to think about like how men and women think about stuff like this. Cause I was like, this was, you know, you were like just being practical. He was like, yeah, I'm always practical. And I'm like, well, I'm thinking romance and you're thinking coupons. So let's meet somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, but that is such a dad thing to do.
Yeah.
Be like, I have a coupon.
We got a 2-for-1 entree.
Yeah. We'll get extra free Texas Roadhouse rolls. It's going to be a great time. And you're like, I just want like a decent glass of wine.
Yeah.
Or like a cocktail and like
something yummy. And I did. I ended up getting a nice glass of Sauvignon Blanc. I got some baked goat cheese. Like it was a delicious dinner in the end, but it just took us a while to get there.
Just a little step up from the Texas Roadhouse rolls. I love you, Texas Roadhouse, but
no shade.
Sometimes, like a little step up just wouldn't hurt.
Yeah.
Wouldn't hurt. Wouldn't kill you.
So that was my weekend. But that is really a nice lead-in into things that we do that our parents do.
Yes.
And also like realizing how much we're getting older, because I guarantee you when Aaron was 20, he wouldn't have been like, let's go to Texas Roadhouse because I have a coupon. That's a dad thing.
So dad.
Other things that I do now that I totally would not have done is like complaining about the noise at restaurants. Like if the music's too loud and like I can't hear the person that I'm eating dinner with, I'm like, ugh, someone should turn the music down. Why is it so loud in here?
No, me and my roommate were actually talking about this because we went to a couple different like cocktail bars, and so we were kind of rating them on we see a lot of dates happening at these cocktail bars, okay? And we're like, ooh, like we're trying to play a guessing game of like how the date's going, things like that, because we people watch, we find it fun. But one thing we've been rating, like on scalability of is this a good place for a date or not, is how loud is the music. Like, especially when you're on a first date, the last thing you want is to be like trying to talk over the music. You don't want
to like yell at each other.
Yeah, that's not really romantic. You're just like screaming like like, how's the weather over there? Like, can't even hear. Yeah, the whole time. That makes you really old. Yeah, no good. But I tend to agree with that, because also it's like if I'm going to dinner, I'm probably trying to like chill and have a good time and talk with people. So yeah, loud music really isn't gonna do it for me. Like if I wanted to do that, I could do that at home. Just turn a speaker up really.
But I would never.
Couldn't be me. There's a certain time and place for everything, but that's definitely
but not like when you're trying to have a conversation.
No.
I also have found myself, this is kind of embarrassing, this is a recent discovery of mine, that I don't hate a silent car ride. And I remember every time getting into the car with like mom when she was driving, I'd be like, can you turn on the radio? Like, can we listen to something? And I'd like want to control the music. And now there are times where I get in my car. A lot of times I'm listening to like a podcast or the radio or like Spotify or whatever. But there are times where I just like get in and then I realize 15 minutes down the road that I've been in silence. And I'm like, I don't hate this. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm fully there yet, but what I will say... What I will say is my aux cord, I have an old car, all right, before anyone starts hating on my aux cord, because I know y'all will. I have an old car, so aux cord is necessary. I broke mine. And it's been on the fritz for a long time, but it officially is broken, and I've been too lazy to Amazon order, 2-day shipping, one to my house. To be fair, I just like keep forgetting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been listening to the radio. Yeah, remember that old thing? I've been listening to the radio or not at all. And literally the other day, same thing, we were driving people and they said, Morgan, you got any music up in here? And I was like, oh, so sorry, we can't have just like a conversation. That's totally a parent thing to say, right? Like, yeah. So you don't want to talk to me? Yeah. Can't learn anything about your life? Like, no, that was definitely me. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry that this conversation isn't good enough for you right now.
Am I boring you?
Yeah, you want to listen to some gospel on the radio? Like, that's what's about to happen. I have actually nothing. So hopefully soon I get an aux cord, but I actually haven't been minding it that much. I think it's good.
Yeah.
Fun fact, probably like a year or so ago, I actually went on a media strike for a bit to help, not actually because there was any real purpose other than I realized I was constantly inundating myself with media.
Yeah.
And it was funny. I was like in the shower, I listen to music or a podcast. When I wake up, I'm immediately if I get ready, I'm listening to something. If I'm in the car, I'm like, this can't be healthy, right? Like there has to be at some point when I'm just with my own thoughts, like, oh, how scary is that? But like just thinking about things.
Yeah, like that's not something that people do really that often anymore. Because I'm always listening to like an audiobook or Spotify or a podcast or something. But I do love a silent shower though. I feel like I do some of my best work in the shower. Like I actually think about things. There is something like, I don't know, about a shower that just like lets your mind relax.
It's like cleansing.
Yeah. And you can like think of things.
Yeah, just a little palate cleanser for your day. Your brain's like, yes, I just got scrubbed, Like
it's a hard reset.
It is, but no, it's true. So that's why I did that for a bit. And actually at the time, and I reverted obviously, but at the time I actually was really liking it because I was like, wow, I feel like I'm just processing things better or more.
And you're not giving your brain any like space to be creative. If it's constantly like taking in stuff, like how can you create your own thoughts and
Yeah, so maybe I'm getting old, but maybe
silence is not always bad.
Isn't bad. Being bored isn't bad. Remember that? Parents saying that? Actually, I believe it. We're too used to constantly being, again, inundated with things. We cannot be bored. Let yourself be bored. Being bored's fine.
Pick up a book.
Draw something. Puzzles.
Oh, I love a good puzzle.
Puzzles.
That's a mom thing.
I know. Again, this isn't making me also sound like way older than I am. You're gonna be like, dang, she's the most boring 24-year-old on this planet. And you know what? I'm happy with it. Okay, let me live. But genuinely, like, being bored, whenever you're bored, it's like next thing you know, you're like cleaning things, or you're just doing something that's like productive or creative.
Mm-hmm.
Wild how that works, how boredom actually makes you do things that you normally wouldn't do. So
yeah, if I find a quiet minute, I'm often cleaning. I do find myself doing that, which also brings up another thing. My love for home appliances now is a new level.
Yeah. No, I think there is something to be said, like, about like buying something that you're just like, this is making my life easier or like nicer around the house.
Yeah. Shout out to my Tyneco electric vacuum mop combo thing. Ugh. It gives me so much peace and happiness just seeing it clean the floor, vacuum the dog hair, and then mop at the same time. I love it so much. It brings me so much happiness. Best investment ever.
Yeah, so I actually got a Tyneco on Facebook Marketplace, which also leads me to something that parents do that I've been loving, finding a good deal. Lately, me and Facebook Marketplace have a great relationship. Okay, I've been selling things on there. I've been buying things on there. I scour Facebook Marketplace probably once to twice a day. Me and my roommate love being on there. It is like my own social media.
It's like a treasure trove.
It is. It's addicting. Half the time I find things that I'm like, oh, this is so cool. I'm not going to buy it because I don't need it. But finding a good deal, nothing hits harder than finding a good deal.
It is satisfying, I will say.
Yeah, lately I'm like, buying things at Marshall's. Younger me would be appalled. Like, teenage me at the time would be like, half off. Discounted. I want the real genuine thing. Me now, I'm like, oh, yo, this looks like this and it's half off, so it's even better. Like, I have bear paw boots. I got that in college. Again, younger me, when Uggs were hot, would have been appalled.
Yeah.
And it's okay. You know, growing up is realizing that it's not that deep, which is like crazy.
Yeah, the label on the brand is not the most important thing.
No, it's like, if you like the style, okay, you can find it for cheaper.
And it doesn't always mean that it's better quality just because it has the brand name on it.
It's true. Like, there's something, sure, invest in it, buy the nicer thing. I'm all for that. There are definitely, again, we talked about how we both have champagne taste, so
yeah,
I definitely like the expensive stuff, but there's also something to be said about finding a good deal. What the rush that it gives me, it's like course through my veins. I'm like, yes.
No shade.
No shade.
You know what also gets me just really excited?
What?
A clean house.
Yes. Yeah.
The feeling when it's like all clean and you like light a candle or you like put it under the candle warmer and everything is just peaceful and beautiful and there's no dirt and dust. And then 5 minutes later, everyone runs in and messes it all up again. But for those like quiet few minutes when it's just you in a clean house, I don't think there's anything better.
No.
Or like clean sheets.
Yeah, I feel like especially after you clean the house, you feel just so relaxed and so productive. Like, the rest of the day, I'm like flying. I'm like on cloud nine. I'm like, wow.
I really did that.
Yeah, everything's clean. So nice. And you just feel proud. Like, I just feel so proud of myself. And then I go to sleep and it's like, this is peaceful. Like, it's clean. You wake up the next day not worried about having to clean more things.
Exactly. Well, I did see a study, because we love a study.
We love a study.
That said that women are more affected by clutter than men are. So it would make sense that like after you clean up and the clutter is put away, that you just feel like more at ease and at peace in your home.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense to me because it's like an eyesore. Actually, another thing too, I'm thinking of that parents like hate, but I also hate if I walk into a store and it's messy. I don't know if anyone has been with their parents and they're like, this place is a mess and whatever. And I get it. I worked retail. Sometimes it's inevitable. Like, things will get messed up because, I'm sorry, why are you picking up 5 of the same shirts and crumpling them into a ball and then, or throwing them under things? I would find things like underneath, like people would throw things underneath tables and stuff. And I'm like, are you an animal? Like, why would you do that? Like, just
that's wild.
Just if you don't like it, just place it back. Like, you don't have to, even if you fold it like halfway.
Yeah.
I used to love those people. I'm like, at least you're being somewhat like respectful.
That is me. I want to get the award for like best customer in the store. Like you would think it's a competition because like if I pick something up, I like fold it back. If I see someone else has left something unintended, I try and fold it back. I'm like just waiting to get my certificate in the mail that says, Lauren, you are the best customer.
No,
I'm still waiting.
It's true. I used to see people that would do that and I'd be like, yes, I love you. Like in the background as I'm like, I don't have to clean that table up so bad. Or like, especially when people used to come in at like 5 minutes before close and do that, I'd be like, oh, there's a special place for you. Like, I can't believe you would do this to me. Like, I just had the store so nice. But it's true. Like, I go into places and if the store is super chaotic looking, I pretty much turn around and leave pretty quickly.
It's hard.
It's too overwhelming for me. I'm like, oh, like all the colors are mixed up or everything's everywhere. I'm like, oh, I can't think through any decision I would make, or it's hard for me to see the product. So I'm like, gots to go.
Now you know there's science behind it.
Yeah, it makes sense to me. So yeah, basically, Mom, I'm sorry, but we're the same.
Yes. Okay, more ways I'm getting old is my dinner time now. When Aaron and I went to dinner the other night, it was like almost 8 o'clock by the time we sat down because we hadn't made a reservation. We ended up having to wait. And I was like, ugh. If we had been here at our normal time, like I would already be at home in bed at this point, and we were just sitting down to eat. Like it boggles my mind that there are people who go out to eat at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
I can't do it. Like I want to be at home at that point.
I think it's also like partially a cultural thing too. Like us in the US, we love our early dinner. I get hangry.
I do too. Yeah. We have this issue.
It's like I genuinely turn into a monster when I'm hungry. No one wants to see that. I don't want to be that person. Like eat a Snickers. I need to go. Like I need to eat promptly within probably like 30 minutes. And if it's later, then I need to know ahead of time so I can have like multiple snacks.
Yeah, you can prepare.
Yeah,
your body and your brain.
Also, like who doesn't love a happy hour? I'm sorry.
Oh, I know. Like 4 p.m. Count me in.
Yeah.
Appetizers, cocktail.
Yeah.
And then I can be home at like 6.
No, genuinely, like happy hour was made for, I think, the perfect reason. Okay. It's like they get a little kickback because more people are coming in early. I am happy because I'm getting a deal, and also B, like drinks and apps that's my sort of jam. And yeah, happy hour, love. 4 p.m. dinner, love.
Yeah. I mean, I don't do many happy hours these days. Instead, my friends do things like book club and bunko.
Love book club.
But yeah.
No, growing up, I always wanted to do bunko. I had no clue what this was, by the way, until like a year or two ago. Like I didn't even know how you played bunko. I just was like, oh, bunko. Like it's this mysterious night where all the moms get together and they have snacks and drinks, and they stay up late and they're all together, and it looks like a ton of fun, and they rotate houses and they have themes some nights. That sounded so fun to me.
And it is
fun.
Yeah
Book club, also so fun.
10 out of 10. Highly recommend starting a book club if you're not in one.
Yeah,
best time.
Even some of the girls in my area that are around my age too, they're doing cookbook club.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, where everyone does potluck like style. Everyone brings a recipe from a cookbook, and yeah, that's how they do cookbook club. And I'm like, that's so cute. Like love that. And it's so interactive. Like same thing with book club. Like book club sounds so boring on the surface, but like it's really just an excuse to get together and talk about everything else. But like you also talk about the book, and it's made me read a lot of books that I wouldn't normally read.
Yeah. It's a great way to be exposed to new books because everyone gets to pick one. So you might read a new genre that you haven't tried before.
Yeah. 100%.
And I found some things that I like that I wouldn't have picked up.
Yeah. And it's just fun. Like who doesn't want to go to a themed book club night.
Oh yeah, we've had some fun with our themes. The last one that Morgan and I hosted was like a cowboy themed. We read A Cowboy Romance by Elsie Silver. What was the title of the book?
Was it Flawless?
Flawless, yes.
Love you, Elsie Silver. I read all of them.
She has multiple series with cowboys. So if you want a little cowboy romance, look up Elsie Silver. Highly recommend. Definitely had like a little bit of spice in there. So if you're not into that kind of romance, then maybe skip it. But yeah, very entertaining.
No, it was fun. It just like was stupid. I mean, we made like cowboy caviar and had ranch waters, and it was just like,
I got koozies that had like little cowboy boots on them, hung up like glitter cowboy boots on the wall. I mean, silly, but so fun.
So fun. And it was just funny because we had never read a cowboy romance before. That wasn't in our wheelhouse. No. Sorry. Like this idea came to us randomly on an evening where I was cowboy themed. Like, let's just do that. Let's find a cowboy romance. We've read about vampires and summer romances and true crime, and it's all been good. Yeah. So start a book club today.
Text your friends. One thing that I'm kind of embarrassed about with getting older is like the slang and losing touch with slang.
Yeah, I wouldn't be that sad about it. It's weird.
Yeah, some of the stuff they say now, like my kids are coming home saying some really random stuff.
Yeah.
Skibbity toilet.
That's disgusting.
It's disgusting. Why is that funny? And there's like a whole song now. The other day they came home singing a song about it, and I was like, what are you talking about? And Layla was like, oh, it's a song. I'm like, what?
What's even worse is that it like hits the elementary kids last too.
Yeah.
So
it's
like
down.
So it's like starts with the high school kids, then it goes on to middle school kids, then it goes to elementary school kids. By the time the elementary schools are like kids are obsessed with something, the high school kids are already moved on because their attention span is like a goldfish. Okay. And everybody's just like saying all this stuff, and it's constantly changing.
Yeah.
Which like I understand parents now being like, I can't keep up, but then
it's worse now than it was before because of the internet, because
yes,
everyone has so much access to the internet that things can change like so quickly.
Well,
how
also,
would you keep up?
Some of them just don't make sense. Like Ohio, I'm so sorry, anyone from Ohio, that made sense to me. Some of these ones, I'm like, okay, it makes sense. Skibbity toilet riz can go die. Okay. I don't want to say that. That's gross. Like, and everyone's now like things that like you can't say slay anymore because that's not cool. You can't say, I'm like, I actually understand now because people were like, if I can't say any of these things that were once cool, then you're like uncool. But then you have to say which is cool, but then cool is always changing. It's too much.
Yeah. Why even bother?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'll stick with my high school slang that I used to say. And then in the next 10 years, when I'm deemed like really uncool, I'll just be like, whatever. That's the other thing too, though. As you get older, you just don't care as much.
Yeah.
It's actually very freeing.
Less F's to give.
Yeah. I think that's the one thing I loved. Like, it's so embarrassing when you're in high school or you're like growing up with your parents and they're just like, okay, I don't care. Like, I'm going to wear this because I like this. Or I'm going to say this because I want to say this. And you're like, please stop. Like, you're embarrassing me. But now as I'm getting older, I'm like, you just need to care less. Like, who cares?
Yeah. But they can't. Not when they're they're a teenager. Like,
no.
They're just so self-conscious about everything.
Well, and your peers are like your social currency. Like, how cool you are is the social currency. Okay. Like, if you're not cool, then you don't have as many friends. Like, you don't get invited to things. Like, I get it. It matters way more then than it does now. Like, as you get older, you're like, oh, if I'm not invited to that thing, I don't care. Like, I don't need to. Like, it still may hurt, but you don't care as much. But when you're in high school, it's like,
it's everything.
If I don't get invited to this, or if I don't have a date to the dance, or if I don't whatever, I'm actually the least cool. It's like social suicide. You're actually like so bad. But yeah, I'm happy about it, actually.
Yeah.
Getting older, caring less, again, freeing. I feel
it is freeing. I just want to be able to like understand what the heck my kids are saying. Thankfully, I feel like TikTok helps break it down for me a little bit. Like occasionally in my feed, it'll come up like a teacher explaining what the current kids are saying and what it means. And I'm like, okay, as long as I kind of understand and they're not like slipping something over on me, you know?
That's true. But the brain rot is real though. Like the TikTok slang is actually getting so bad. And that makes me sound old too though. But it is. It's bad. Tell me I'm wrong. Prove me wrong. I'll wait. Maybe if you have a really good argument as to why it's good now, let me know. Or your favorite slang. I actually would like to hear that. If people have any current slang that you're like, I actually love this word, let me know. Because maybe I might change my mind. But
yeah, you could learn something new.
Maybe I'll like a piece of slang and then I'll just be saying it every single episode. Can't wait.
Okay. So obviously we're getting older.
Yeah.
Times they are changing. Yes. But specifically, do you think that we're becoming our mom? Because I see myself becoming mom more and more each day. And sometimes I'm just like, did I just say that?
Yeah.
Did I just do that? And some things are just like less obvious. It's just like over time, I have just developed more and more like her. And I'm like, yeah, I'm mom.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think it's funny. I think both of us have started to become more, I totally see more of mom in you, definitely. I feel like I'm a little more split depending on what it is, but I think both of us, yeah, we really have become way more like our parents, which, you know, I'm okay with that. Yeah. I'm all right with that.
Well, it's probably more obvious too because I'm a mom and yeah. I do things that mom did because I'm a mom now. Like there are some things I probably would never say if I didn't have kids.
It's true. Yeah. I do think like I still have some growing to do and probably in another like even 10 years, I'll be like, oh my goodness, like it's only getting worse. I'm becoming exactly like our parents. I'll wake up one day. It's like those Progressive commercials. Mm-hmm. I'm going to turn over and be like, in the mirror, am I my mom? Again, yes. Nothing bad. Love mom. Love you, mom.
Yes. Catch me saying, we have food at home.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just like mom. I don't think I've said we're going to turn this car around, but I've thought it. I'm pretty sure. I'm like, I'm going to take these kids right home. They don't get right.
And you know what? Mom's had reason to be saying that though.
Yeah.
I understand. Like, no, I'm not going to take you to McDonald's for like the 5th time in a row in like the last 2 weeks. And also you're acting out and I'm so over it. And if it's the only way to start making you act right, then sure. Yeah. I'm going to turn the car around. Mm-hmm. I don't blame him.
Yeah. But I don't know if I say as much like phrases and stuff, because I couldn't really think of any phrases that mom said all the time when we were growing up that I now say, because I don't think she really had a ton of them, but I pick up her habits. Like I have picked them up 100%. And that's where I can really see myself and her. I always get dressed to leave the house.
Yeah.
Like that was always so important to her. Like look nice, present yourself in the best way you can. And it's like stuck with me for sure.
Oh yeah.
Like that doesn't mean like full makeup and like, you know, looking fully done up every time I leave the house, but like always looking nice, combing my hair, brushing my teeth, putting on clean clothes, like making sure I'm presentable.
Yeah, no, I think it did stick with me. There was all of high school. It's funny now because I used to wear like dresses every day or like jeans and like a shirt. Like I never wore running shorts or like sweatpants and stuff until I was in college, which I didn't even realize until like looking back. I was like, oh man. And then lately I went through that phase. But yeah, lately it's really difficult for me. Like every time I leave now, I've been doing the same thing. Like, can I put my hair up even in a ponytail, just like making myself look presentable? I have been wearing jeans way more than I've been wearing sweatpants lately just because I'm like, this makes me feel nice. It makes me feel good. And also because the last couple times I wasn't prepared. Like the last time I wasn't prepared and I didn't look good. I didn't have my makeup or my hair done. I had to take my freaking driver's license picture.
That's brutal.
Yeah. So now I'm like extra on it lately.
But how did you not know that you were going to have to take a picture?
Okay. let me roll this story back. So I had to get a parking permit.
Yes.
Okay. Right before I was moving here. I had not heard back from my like property management group forever. So it was like literally down to the last second when they signed the forms. I got the forms back and I had to take it to City Hall. So I take it to City Hall, whatever. And he's like, the guy there, no, this isn't going to work because your driver's license address doesn't reflect like your new address. And I was like, oh my goodness. Because they don't say this anywhere online. Like I read through everything 5,000 times. It was not stated there. And I was like, I was going to change my driver's license, but I just wasn't doing it right that second.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh crap. He then tells me to go online. Guess who couldn't do it online? Me. Because the DMV will not give you a sign-in password unless you go into the DMV. I was like, okay, well, at this point, if I'm going to go into the DMV, I might as well just get my license there done with so I can just like show this proof and at the same time get the whatever. I get there and so I take the picture. I look awful in it, by the way. And they literally just sent me a link to then create an account while I'm there. I'm like, I couldn't do this on my own. Yeah. So DMV, I have a bone to pick with you. But yes, now my ID picture's rough. I'm about to pay probably $30 to just get my picture taken again because I don't want my last picture. I actually looked so good. Like I used to get compliments on it. And this one, I'm like, why do I look like a little rat lady?
Oh my gosh, you're a disgrace. What a disgrace you are. See, if you had listened to Mom's advice, you would have been fully dressed and had makeup on.
I know. Literally the one time recently I didn't do it. And after that, I've been scarred.
Lesson learned.
Lesson majorly learned. I mean, some people are going to be like, oh, it's too much. But genuinely do it. Just look nice. You never know which ex you're going to run into, which DMV picture you're going to have to take for your driver's license. And you better be looking great. So from now on, I'm going to look nice every time I leave.
One thing Granny used to say is that you should always put on clean underwear before you leave the house in case you get in a car accident.
That is so funny. What an icon Granny was. That is so real, actually. No, it's like always wear shorts to sleep in case there's a fire.
Oh, yeah. So you can get out quickly. You don't have to be fumbling for clothes.
Yeah. That's the one. People were like, make sure you're wearing cute pajamas. Never know which firefighter you're going to meet. Maybe that's going to be my go-to.
Yeah, so cute pajamas, clean underwear, leaving the house.
Yes.
And like brush your hair.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe do a little makeup for your next ID picture that you don't know you're going to take.
Another thing that I've totally picked up from Mom, and I think you have too, is like the pre-travel anxiety.
Yes.
When we were kids, she would get like very anxious before we were leaving for a trip, just like running around the house, getting things together. Ooh. And the rest of us, because she handled literally everything, we would be like, what's the deal? Like, we're going on vacation. Like, woo, let's go. Relax. And now I understand because I am packing for myself, for my kids, like all of the things, and it's all on me. Like if something's forgotten, guess who they're going to turn to? They're going to be like, Mom, you forgot my whatever. And yes, there are stores like where you go, but it still just makes me anxious to think about everything that has to be done. And I do not relax until like I get on the plane. Like I'm even anxious just sitting there. I'm like, is the plane going to leave? Are we at the right gate? All of the things until I'm sitting on the plane. My bags are under the seat. Then I'm like, oh, okay, now I can chill.
Lately, I've been feeling the same way. I do not get excited about traveling. Like when I'm there, yes, I'm having a time of my life, but the before is just too much. And that's just with me, okay? It's just me, myself, and I over here. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And actually the last couple of times I have forgotten like minute things, mainly my earbuds, which is actually a great loss on a plane because I do not want to hear like people sniffling and like, I don't know, just like the general, like I want to listen to my music. I want to unwind, even like get myself ready to maybe try and take an airplane nap. That will never happen.
What's that like?
But yeah, but like that's just genuinely, it makes me so anxious to travel because it's true. There's so many moving pieces. I always end up, actually lately I've been doing so good with packing in a little carry-on. I've been really proud of myself. I packed for a week recently in a carry-on.
Yeah, couldn't be me. That's not me.
Insane behavior, but I had it planned down to a T, and I even had extra outfits. But like me, I'm packing 2 outfits in my little purse that I'm bringing.
Yeah.
I'm bringing extra all the medicines that you can think of in the world. I have mini toothbrushes, like the little ones in the pack.
The wispies?
The little wispies. I have everything. People the last couple times were like, why do you have all of that? I am not going to be caught slipping, y'all. I'm not going to be caught in the airport, especially if you have to get randomly stuck there at a hotel overnight. Like, no, or my baggage gets lost. No, not me. I'm going to have everything prepared. Like my toiletries, my everything are on me at all times because you never know with flying these days what's going to happen.
Yeah. Things can always change. That's one thing that you like really can't control.
No, whether it's like the weather or again, they just like lose your baggage or something. They route it somewhere they're not supposed to. Like things happen. And yeah, so now I understand Mom and all her like anxiety and trying to get things there sooner. And I'm sorry for all the times I was like, you need to relax. Like,
yeah,
wild. So sorry, Mom. But
we've learned our lessons.
Yeah.
Another thing I would say, this is probably like my worst habit that I've picked up from, I don't know if it's the worst. It's not like a bad habit, but it's something that I do. Like, do not leave a glass unattended in front of me or like a utensil on the counter. No, it's going to be gone in like 2.5 seconds. You turn around, boom, it's going in the dishwasher. No glass left behind.
Yeah, I think the other thing that I kind of tend to do too is like just start cleaning. Like if I ask someone to like clean something up and if it's not cleaned within like 2 minutes, I just start doing it myself.
Yeah, I do that too.
And it's like, no, and then it's always like, well, I was going to do it. And I'm like, okay, well, I asked you. And it's like, I expect you to do it right this second. Like, I wasn't asking for 10 minutes from now. Like, and if I see, I'm just like going to do it. It's like, okay, I want this done. And that's so Mom too. I just feel like that's so real. Like, they're just like, no, do it now.
Yeah, this literally happened over the weekend. We were cleaning up dinner and Aaron was still sitting at the table. And I'm like, are you going to get up and like help me or am I going to do it all myself? And he was like, yeah, I'm going to get up, like just leave the stuff in the sink for me. And I'm like, okay. So I finished my stuff and he was still sitting there and I was just like waiting. And then I started cleaning up. He's like, what are you doing? I said I was going to do it. And I'm like, yeah, but you're not doing it. So I just started.
You took too long.
Yeah, you took too long. And I kind of want it done so I can go sit and relax. And I can't relax until the kitchen's clean.
Yeah, it's like looming over you. And especially, like, I just hate waking up the next day and things are there.
Yeah.
Like,
you gotta do it.
I don't want to see little bits of, like, food in the sink and stuff. Like, I want it done now.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't blame me on that one. We're like sounding so neurotic.
I know
right
we
now.
are really sounding neurotic. We are so chill and laid back.
We never worry about cleanliness
or clutter
or
a stray utensil.
Yeah,
that doesn't bother me.
No, I'm so cool, girl. Gone Girl would love me. No, so sorry.
I think one thing that we are excited about doing that Mom has really like taken the charge of though is like family traditions.
Yes, love.
Especially with like making tamales every year. That's something that she has really championed and now we love doing it too.
Yes. No, I think that's one of those things I don't know what we would do without that. Like, I couldn't imagine us not preparing tamales every single, like, Christmas time.
Yeah.
It's so special to us. Like, we put, music on and we just take the time. We set everything up together. We clean it all together. It's it's so fun. It's been great to see, you know, like Layla really starting to participate, at least still like not fully in it there
yet. She's not in yet,
but give her like another year or two and she will. But it's been really fun to just do it together. And we now have started to make lucky tamales, which was started, I don't even know, like probably 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And now, so, okay, a lot of people are going to be like, this sounds heinous, because it's like an Arizona thing to put olives in your tamales. We put olives in ours. We put green, not black. I know there's some divisive issue over that. Whatever. We do green. And we started just doing one. But one olive isn't enough.
It's not enough for a full tamale. Like, you only get one bite with an olive? No.
So then it went to 2. Then it went to 3. Like 3 was your lucky one. It's like, okay, 2's normal, 3's lucky.
Yeah.
No. Now 3 has become normal. And so like 4 is now the lucky tamale. So we make a handful of lucky tamales.
You never know what you're going to get.
You never know which one you're going to get. And if you get that one, you have luck for the coming year.
Unless you get one that Layla has made.
And has none.
Has none. She snuck a few in there. With zero olives, and we were like, what are you doing, child?
Yeah, no. we caught her after she had already made like 3, and we were like, are you joking? Because she hates olives. And she's like, well, I didn't want some. We were like, well, we don't know which ones you made, so we couldn't put bows on them.
Because that's what we had done before. We had like marked the ones without olives so that she could eat those. But
yeah, so
it's a learning experience.
It was a learning experience. It was so funny though, because she was like, what? Like, what do you mean? And we're like, no, not the olives. Like, that's our favorite part.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, tamales it's been great. It's been a good thing for our family.
Yes. And a tradition that will continue.
Yes.
Okay. What are some fashion trends that we said we would never wear that mom like wore?
You know, it's a good question, because mom overall has always just had like a very like simple style in her 90s fits. Like, if
they were pretty epic.
They were pretty cute. Like, if you look back at photos of her, I'm like, I would wear probably like 99% of what she wore. Like,
yeah, she was always on trend. She was always like fashion forward, not like super trendy, but no, she always like cared about how she looked and had cute outfits.
Yeah, I think the only thing, well, one, cardigans. I swore I would like never wear like a cardigan, really, because growing up too, it just felt like so grandma, like so proper. And literally last episode, there we were like wearing our cardigans. Like, I love a little cardi. It's comfy. She's warm. She goes great. Just an easy throw over option. Does it make me look a little older? Yes, but I love my cardi. So
they're a staple. Like, you can't take the cardis from me.
No, like, again, pry them from my cold dead hands. Okay, like, what else are you supposed to wear? Like, throw on a jacket? I'm not gonna always wear a jacket indoors. It's bulky.
Jackets are kind of stiff too. You need something that's gonna like move with you.
Yeah, and like
sweater layer.
I'm not gonna wear a shawl. Like, shawls, like, I feel like really, I guess time or place. Maybe it's just not maybe my style. Like, I don't think I'm gonna be a shawl girl though. Literally catch me in like a year.
Well, wait, we're gonna run this back. 2026, she's gonna be wearing a shawl.
Yeah, no, literally, if that happens, I'm so sorry. But yeah, I think cardigan probably.
For me, it's like the mom jeans, because that is like what moms used to wear in the 90s, and like the Levi's, and they are so back. And here we are, we're all rocking the mom jeans.
They're comfy. I love them. I think like all types of jeans, like I even lately have been wearing boot cut again. I probably even like 3 years ago, I would have been like, I'm never going to wear boot cut again.
Boot cut jeans look so good.
With boots.
Yes, and they just look so good on the leg too, because it's like it gives proportion to like your thigh, but it comes in a little bit. Like,
they're just a classic cut.
Classic, and they really look good on everybody.
Yeah. And even more controversial, I don't hate a skinny jean.
I don't either. I don't want the ones that are like suctioned to my calf area, but there's always a time and place for a skinny jean.
Yeah, I think it's like, but that's the thing, is like mom jeans, so comfy. They're nice and loose. I never seen anyone look bad in a mom jean,
except when they get like saggy in the butt.
Well, that's true. But I guess that's like a fit issue.
Yeah, the style has changed a little bit. It's a little bit more tailored now than they used to be. But
yeah, it's true. I guess they used to be like also like kind of big in the crotch area. Sometimes.
Or like in the hips, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. But mom jeans, chill.
Yeah.
They look good. Like DJ Tanner from Full House, she was rocking those mom jeans, okay? She knew what she was doing.
One thing mom used to do all the time, and I used to major eye roll, I think this was more like in high school, is like if she bought something and she loved it, she would go back and get multiple colors. And I would be like, oh, that's so boring. Like, find different shirts so you have a variety. And now catch me buying the same t-shirt in like 4 colors because I'm like, this is a good t-shirt. So why not have multiples of it?
Yeah, no, I think it's like if it works, like why are we gonna...
Yeah. Why punish myself and like make myself keep looking when I found something that works?
Even better, like jeans, like those sort of things. It's like if, yeah, you know how certain shirts, like it's hard to find good quality clothing items that you like love. And once you love something, yeah, like keep it going. Mm-hmm. I forget the saying.
Oh, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, if it ain't, yes, no, that's right. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. My brain was like buffering there for a second.
Loading.
Yeah, literally, it was like, it's all right.
I asked mom actually last night. I was like, okay, what is some life advice that you gave Morgan and I when we were kids that we kind of like eye rolled? But now that we would appreciate. And she told me, she was like, always do the extra credit. And I was like, that's true. Because like, how annoying is that? Like, I don't want to do the extra credit, but like always do the extra credit.
I totally forgot. She actually did used to say that because there were a couple times where I know there were a couple times I didn't listen to that.
And it can bite you in the butt because it can be the difference between an A and a B.
Yeah. Especially when a teacher's being so nice to offer you that. They don't have to offer you that, but like they are. So like take it.
Yeah.
Especially if it's in a class where you're like, this is maybe not my strongest subject. Even if I'm doing well right now, but it's like not my strongest, like take the extra credit. No, she's so right for that. She was a teacher too.
Yeah.
So she knows what she's talking about.
Yeah, you can trust her.
Yeah. Teacher approved.
I also asked Dad.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, we're clearly becoming our mom.
Yeah.
But like, are we becoming our dad? And I would say yes.
Yes.
We're definitely taking on his characteristics too. Yep. Some signs might be like your newfound love of golf.
Yes. No, I've been asking him, begging him basically to give me some free golf lessons. Like, I'm like, please don't make me pay hundreds of dollars for these golf lessons. No, he spends all his time doing this. Okay. It's not like I'm asking someone random.
He is passionate about golf and he has been for his like whole life. Yeah.
And growing up, I used to like hate that I would have to go with him. Like there was a time, he used to have to literally bargain with me and he would say, okay, you will get when Starbucks used to sell glazed donuts, they obviously don't anymore. I will get you a glazed donut if you come with me. And I'd be like, okay. And I guess even one time he asked me, he was like, oh, like you want to come or whatever, like let's play golf, like you'd be so good at it, because he was thinking in the future being like scholarships, like golf, which like women's golf scholarships are actually so good and there are not many people that are like fighting for those scholarships. So I'm so sorry, Dad, I should have listened to you. But I literally told him one time that it was too much work. Wild. 8-year-old me was like, it's too much work having to walk the golf course. And like, which I mean, I was young.
That's kind of a lot to walk when you're a kid. See, Dad used to bribe me with a hot dog.
Okay.
From like the stand.
Yeah.
And then he would occasionally let me drive the golf cart.
Okay.
And that was like, that's how he got me to go with him.
Yeah. See, I think I did drive it like once, but most of the time we were walking, and I think that's probably why. But I was like, it's too much work. That's so embarrassing now to think about. I'm like, oh my gosh, baby Morgan, like, why are you being so lazy? Get off your butt and walk. Like you're literally so young. What do you have to be like crying about? You have more energy than me now. So
yeah, be
so for real. But yes, I do really want to play golf. If anyone has any tips, also let me know, because I think it's fun. Again, hot girl walk outside.
Little physical activity.
Yes, and it's something too, like I just always thought it would be fun to be able to do it for like business. And so I could be with the boys. Like the men ain't running this show. I am. All right, I'm gonna show them my superior golf skills in like 10 years. Okay, not right now, but give me some time to cook. And
that reminds me of like the Incredibles sound, like leave the saving the men to the boys.
No.
Elastigirl
knew where it was at. Okay.
She did, yeah.
But that's
she was
it.
Blazing the trail.
But no, also if I find my significant other and they also like to play golf, I'm like, that'd be cool too, because it'd be something we could do together.
For sure.
So, and I'm also all for like finding new hobbies. So,
yeah.
But yeah, my obsession from golf is like coming from our dad, who's actually obsessed. Every holiday, every birthday, he gets golf things.
Yes, because that's like his one real true like love hobby.
Other than grass.
Yeah, but
golf.
It's hard to give someone grass. Gifts. Like what are you
Soil?
gonna give them? Grass seed?
Yeah. One of an aerator. Yeah, sorry, Dad, but you get golf, so you're welcome.
I also find myself getting so annoyed when people leave lights on in the room.
Yep.
And then I find myself like flashing back to Dad being like, when you leave the room, turn the lights off.
Yes. I know, I get that, because it's like, why are you wasting energy for no reason?
Exactly. Or like leaving the door open. Are we trying to like air condition the whole neighborhood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
close the door.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that. Once you start paying bills, you're like, the dollar signs are racking up in front of your eyes. You're like, yeah, no, I get it. Younger you is just like, the world is free. Like,
I have no worries.
Yeah, I like just naturally wake up and the AC runs and the lights turn on. And then you're older and you're like, must pay bills. Like this month randomly went up way higher. Like, what's the difference? Oh, yeah, because it's really hot outside and we've been letting air in. So I understand the struggle now.
Life lesson.
Yes.
So when I asked him about like what his life advice was when we were kids, he gave me two things. Well, one of the things that we came up with, and it like really stuck with us, and the other one is like one that he reminded me of. But the one that we came up with that we both agreed on is nothing good happens after midnight. He would always tell us that, like high school age, when you wanted to like go out and stay out past curfew and stuff, he'd be like, no, there's no reason for you to be home after midnight. Nothing good happens after midnight. And I kind of don't disagree with that now.
No, I don't either. It's actually crazy. I still go out and I'm out after midnight. So sorry, Dad. But I actually totally agree, especially after like seeing, it's true, everyone's drunk. Weird things occur after midnight. Like there's more crime, obviously. People, it's not just like on you, because at the time I used to think it was like, he doesn't trust me.
Yes.
Then you get older and you realize, no, it's not you that he doesn't trust. He doesn't trust what's going on around you.
Exactly. Like people might be driving drunk.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with you, but you could still get hit by a car.
Yeah, I try not to drive late on Fridays and Saturdays, because I've seen so many people lately, like, and they're definitely inebriated driving. Or like I've seen so many bar fights happen at like 2 a.m. Things like that. And it's just like, why do you want to be around that? Like, just protect yourself. Like, don't be out too late. I understand.
Especially like as teenagers. Like, I get it now. Like, we did not need to be out and about.
No, because
midnight.
You're not paying attention. Like when you're like, it's all fun and games until it's not, right? Like you make one wrong move, you go down one street you're not supposed to, you end up hanging out with the wrong person, you end up in someone's car that, you know, you think you're fine and then you're not. Like, that's so real. And they wanted to just keep track of us and make sure we were safe. And you know what? Fair enough.
That's good parenting.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are so many times where I think back to my like early 20s and I'm like, something terrible could have happened to me.
Yeah.
Like I was just so unconcerned. You know, I would like walk home from the bar by myself in college and be like, oh, because my girlfriends wanted to go somewhere else. I'm like, it's okay. I'm just going to walk back. I'm ready to go home. Walking back by myself, like things could go so awry. And when you're young, you just don't really think about the consequences. And so, yeah.
Yeah. No,
I appreciate that he was looking out for us.
No, it's true. And it's, yeah, definitely in college too, because you still kind of feel like you're
like protected.
Yes. Because you're kind of in a community and you are used to a lot of people like helping each other out or like doing things for each other. So yeah, you feel safe, especially where I was at. I was like in the middle of West Virginia with like a small school, and it felt so safe there. I do think back and I'm like, we did just so much stupid stuff because we just felt so safe in that community, because nothing really bad ever happens there. But it's like, it only takes one thing for you to be the bad thing that happens there, or like someone else to cause the bad thing that happens there. So yeah, I understand now.
Yeah, I think you just get older and you're like, you realize your own mortality, and it's like, okay.
No, literally,
I'm not always safe.
My brain's been developing in the last year. Genuinely. It's so funny. The last like year or two, I genuinely feel it developing. Like people probably think that's crazy, but I've now even been able, like when I react to things, I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't say that. Like that's crazy when your like brain starts to actually form more. It sounds so weird, but like I think in things that I'm like, that was just so risky. Mm-hmm. Like why would I even take the risk? Because I was like, it's fine. Like I'll be fine. No, like don't be stupid. Just like don't do the thing.
Yeah.
Just don't do the thing.
Great words of advice from Morgan.
Yeah.
Don't do the thing.
Yeah, I mean, just like think a little bit harder. I don't know. Those are things. Don't do the thing. Think a little harder, and before you make your next
Words
decision.
to the wise.
Yeah.
Okay. So the other thing that Dad told me was it's all about attitude and effort, which I'm pretty sure he like drilled into our brains. That was something that he was like constantly saying.
I still say that to this day. And that is actually also one of the best pieces of advice I've ever gotten. And I do really try to follow that day to day.
Yeah. Having a good attitude, putting in the effort, and like that's all that you can really do.
Yeah, I agree. And I think also, because you're not in control of anything else. Like you're only in control of yourself. It's so easy to like look at other things and be like, why is X going wrong? Or why can't like this be going better for me? What's like, okay, what you can do is like have a positive attitude and give your best effort. This applies to so many things, especially when you're working with people maybe you don't like, or you're on a team where maybe you're bickering with other people, X, Y, and Z. This comes into play so hard, attitude and effort.
Yeah. It's like every aspect of your life you can apply it to.
Yeah. It's so simple too. It's like the simplest thing ever. Like just try to be, your best. Like those things will make you your best self 100%. Works for me.
Yes. Okay. To wrap it up.
Yeah.
We are going to do a feature, and we're very excited about this.
I'm so excited.
We have expressed how big of like dog lovers we are. We are a big proponent of adopt, don't shop. And we just want to help save as many sweet pups as we can. And so we're going to be doing a monthly series. So like once a month, we're going to be shouting out a shelter and maybe even like picking a little dog to talk about. Yep. And so we're starting local this month. So our shelter of the month is going to be Louisa County Shelter, which is a local Richmond, Virginia shelter. It is currently at critical capacity. So they are so full, they can't take in any new dogs at this point. And so we really want to help them clear some pets out, help them find their forever homes. And we found the sweetest little hound dog to feature today.
Yes, but there's quite a few hound dogs at this shelter. And the one thing to know is like, obviously hound dogs, they're a little underappreciated in some of these rural areas because there's just a lot of them.
Yes.
But,
they make such good family dogs.
Such good dogs.
We have one at our house. We have our sweet Ginger, who we adopted from our local shelter too. And she is just the sweetest, kindest soul. I have heard from like the shelter that hound dogs just love to love. Like that's part of their personality. They're so appreciative of like being taken into the home, and they make wonderful family dogs. Like Ginger is the calmest dog. She is just like so chill with the kids too. Like they can roll on top of her and like pull on her and all that kind of stuff, which, you know, you don't want kids to do, but inevitably they're going to sometimes be a little rough with the dog. And she's just like the most tolerant, chill dog.
Yeah, highly recommend if you're interested in getting a pup right now to take a look. So sweet, so good. And you know what? They're just actually the best. Love the hounds.
Yes.
Love Ginger.
Yeah, she's a sweet girl. So the dog that we're shouting out today is Dove. She is an adult female hound. We're guessing about like 2 to 5 years old. And you have to go check out her picture. We will link you like to her profile in the notes below. But she is just the sweetest dog. Her photo just had us like, oh my gosh, just tearing up. Like, sweetest little face. She's doing this like smiley thing with her ears flapping down. She's kind of got like the Dobby ears going on.
Yes.
And she's precious. So if you're looking for a dog in the Virginia area, check out Dove or check out Louisa County Shelter in general, because there are so many cute adoptable pets that are waiting for their forever homes.
Yeah, if you're really interested again in getting a dog, if you're not interested in a hound at this time, there was several really cute pit mixes there that were also so beautiful. If we could feature all of the dogs from this shelter, we would. We genuinely would, but it would be like a whole nother episode.
Yeah, another hour of us talking just about how sweet the dogs are.
Yes. So just if you live in the area or if you're interested, go check them out online, go see them in person, because I know they would be so thankful to have you.
Or if you're not local, you can also donate to the shelter. We'll leave all that information down below.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode. We'll be back next week with a new one. While you wait, be sure to rate us 5 stars, and you can also follow us on social.
You can follow us at Situationship on TikTok or Instagram, or you can follow our personals at Morgan Ashley Shoffin
and at Lauren M. Dix.
All right, see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.